I'm Nicole. This is your Capricorn Full Moon video. The Capricorn Full Moon is on July 3rd, 7:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what is this Capricorn Full Moon all about? Well, when we think of the moon, it is a nurturing energy. It's connected to our intuition, our feelings, our dreams. It's a maternal energy. And Capricorn is quite the opposite. It symbolizes authority figures. It's about our commitments, it's responsibility. It's a paternal energy. So Capricorn the full moon is in Capricorn, the sun is in its opposite sign of Cancer, and we're always working to balance, to integrate opposites in astrology, in life. And so when the moon comes into Capricorn, there can be a disconnect between what we feel and how to express that. So Capricorn energy lends itself well to doing. It's a cardinal sign. And when I think about the energy of Capricorn full moon, I think about my mom, who had a house full of plants. So she didn't, Capricorn is a very stoic sign, and my mom would rarely let on to how she felt. And she, I would say, had trouble expressing emotions, but she had a house full of plants, and her son was in the sign of Cancer, which is a very nurturing sign. And so the plants are connected to Cancer, but I think they're also connected to this Capricorn moon energy because she nourished and nurtured these plants, taking care of them on a daily basis. And I think that in a way was also a way to nourish herself. And so it doesn't come as easily when we have the moon in Capricorn by transit or natally, to connect to what we need, to connect to what we feel, and then to express that. There can be a feeling of that being kind of our emotions being stifled. And I wrote a blog recently about how important it is to have a creative outlet, especially if we tend towards holding in. So you can go to my blog, NicoleAthena.com, to my website to read that blog, or the Capricorn Full Moon blog. I always write about something different than I'm talking about here. And so this Capricorn Full Moon coming up lends itself well to doing something, some kind of action, whether it's watering plants, tending maybe to an outside garden if you have one, a walk, a hike, a writing project, maybe a project related to business. Capricorn is the sign of career and our life purpose. It's connected to our life purpose, that allows us to feel a sense of accomplishment. And in that way, we may be able to connect to what we're feeling. So, of course, I don't want to encourage people to do when really what we need is to feel, but often we need to take that first step. And it can be really difficult with Capricorn moon energy to sit with our feelings. They can be really heavy. And so we may need to do in order to feel. And that, we work on bringing the two sides together, the stoic side of Capricorn, the committed, reliable side of Capricorn, with the compassionate and warm side of Cancer. Okay, so Capricorn full moon, yes, there can be a feeling of rejection in the air. I'm sorry to say, of course, not everyone's going to feel that, but if there is, we have ways to tools to navigate that. And it also could be a time where something comes to fruition that you've been working on for a while. So these moon periods are 2-week periods. However, they're connected to longer cycles. And so something could come to fruition connected to your career or purpose, maybe accolades or some kind of accomplishment during this Capricorn full moon. So that could also be another way that it plays out. All right, so Capricorn full moon, to learn more, for more insight on this Capricorn full moon, please again go to my blog, NicoleAthena.com, my website, click on my blog. And I wanted to talk about next the animal spirit card. So for these YouTube videos, these full and new moon YouTube videos that I do, I've been picking a card from my animal spirit deck by Kim Kranz. These are the only tarot cards that I use, and I love them. And so I chose the Vulture. And I thought when I first picked the Vulture, that's an air sign. Capricorn is the earth element. And then I realized how closely linked it was to what I wrote about in my blog and the symbolism of Capricorn, which has to do with obstacles and setbacks and failures. Capricorn is a sign in the zodiac that symbolizes success, but often we don't, when we see that successful person, we don't know what's behind that. All the years of hard work, of setbacks, of failures. So the Vulture kind of embodies that. The Vulture is the guardian and purifier. It's essential for rebalance. The Vulture is perhaps the most understood creature of all. This can also connect to a Scorpio energy. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The Vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the Vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When in balance, clarifies, reveals wisdom. When out of balance, dramatic, aggressive. To bring into balance, clean your space, sage. So the part that really connects to Capricorn, I'll read it again. The Vulture is greatly undervalued. As Capricorns, we often undervalue ourselves. So this can be part of this full moon energy. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. So that's like the piece of garbage or what we thought was a piece of garbage that's actually a treasure. So it's a different way of looking at our missteps, and we might know that on a logical level, but every experience we learn from, but truly we wouldn't be who we are, and we can't get to where we want to go without those so-called missteps or failures. And Eckhart Tolle talks about this, how the failures are actually more valuable than the successes. And Capricorn very much wants to be successful, but Capricorn appreciates its success and is truly fulfilled by it because of the so-called missteps and failures along the way, or what are seen as failures along the way. So that's really what defines Capricorn. So maybe there's something in your life that you are looking at as a misstep, a setback, something that is causing you to feel shame. Again, feelings of rejection and shame may be coming up around this full moon. And our Capricorn work is to shift that, to see it in a different way, and to really believe that and know that there is value in that. And often it's the best teachers and mentors and writers or business people, whatever, the best ones have had their share of setbacks and disappointments, and they use that, to guide, to teach, or to have really genuine way about them in business, where they're able to connect to people. And so rather than just having this be a thing to think about, we will embody this energy by doing some breath work. So if you don't have time now, return to the video maybe later. If you can do it now, it's going to be really quick. And this, I know it can sometimes feel like a chore, and Capricorn energy is about chores, so let's embrace it. But this is the true work, and this is the work that we may need to do over the next few months. So we've got a lot of retrograde planets now, and you can read more about that on my blog, on my website, NicoleAthena.com, my latest blog, latest of 2 on Neptune retrograde, and more to come. We've got a few planets in retrograde. So it's a time to do inner work. And if you haven't already, find a comfortable position for your body. That can be seated on the floor like I am, or sitting in a chair, just a place where you can sit tall and have space to breathe. So please either close your eyes or pick a spot that you can gaze steadily and softly at. You can also bring your gaze to your nose if that doesn't make you crazy. It's a way to kind of bring the attention inward. I'll close my eyes, take a moment to feel the ground under you. That's the earth element of Capricorn. And see if you can lift your heart a little bit as you drop your shoulders. So you come into alignment in the body, the outer body first, so we can come into alignment in the inner body, and we'll begin to breathe. So let's explore for a moment with the breath. Feel the breath inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. Kind of connect into the feeling, the quality of that breath. Not to judge, just to feel and be with it. And we'll do a breath work exercise around acceptance, rejection versus acceptance. So always working with opposites in the healing arts. The opposite of rejection is acceptance. On your next inhale, breathe in slowly and fully as you can. When the breath reaches the top, so to speak, hold it for a moment. Really feel that fullness. Can you envision the full moon? And as you exhale, feel the releasing, letting go, emptying energy. When you're ready, breathe in again. So as fully as you can, let your belly expand and soften. Let your heart expand and soften. Hold and embrace, embody this feeling of fullness. Maybe imagine the full moon, a feeling of acceptance. And as you exhale, imagine the feeling of rejection sliding off of you. Any rejection or shame that might be stuck in your belly, in your heart. Let it release out. Hold for a moment at the bottom. So this is the transition, the space between. And when you're ready, breathe in again, nice and full. Layering the fullness. So we'll maybe get a little fuller with each breath. Hold. Let's envision the moon. This is our full capacity. Can you feel that moon softness embracing you? A feeling of acceptance. I accept myself fully in this moment. Don't have to believe it just yet. Just say it. Exhale, release it out. Imagine any feelings of rejection, abandonment, shame sliding off of you. You don't have to believe that yet either. Let's just be with the breath. Breathe in fully, slowly. Hold at the top. I accept myself fully. So the more we say it, the more we'll start to connect with it. And the aim is to believe it, but take your time with it. And when you're ready, breathe out, letting go, emptying. So it's not something to think about. We'll feel it. Imagine rejection, abandonment, whatever it is that's stuck, just releasing off you. All you have to do is breathe it out and imagine that. You don't have to think about it. Again, breathe in. We'll do this just a couple more times. Breathe in till your full capacity, until you feel almost uncomfortably full. And you'll hold there. I accept myself fully in this moment as I am, with all my flaws and setbacks and missteps, even the embarrassments, everything. I accept it all. I am who I am. Then let it go, release it out. That's what makes me beautiful. That's what makes me special. Let it go. Again, just like that, breathe in. We can shift the way that we think about these things. We can transform this energy, these emotions, into something useful. Hold, and when you're ready, release it out, and into something that allows us to move forward and to help other people as well. Or whatever is true for you. Let's do it again. Breathe in fully and slowly. Imagine the moon. The moon is very accepting. It's a soft, accepting energy. Can you give that to yourself as well? Especially if you're a Capricorn or if you have that in your chart. I know it's hard. And we'll release it out. Just let it all go. All the doubt, all the fear, all the self-loathing, let it go. And let's bring hands together in front of the heart center. So we reject ourselves in so many ways. We think the rejection is coming from outside of us, a person, a situation. And that foundation was set when we were younger. If we're very sensitive to rejection. And now as adults, we can choose to be present for ourselves. So how do we reject ourselves? By not speaking our truth in the moment, by not addressing our needs, by avoiding through, maybe overeating, binge eating, scrolling through the internet, looking through things that don't make us feel good, reaching out to people who are not good for us, who are unavailable. So many ways we abandon ourselves. So if you feel rejected during this Capricorn full moon, come back to yourself and be present for yourself. Commit to yourself. So do a breath practice, maybe even commit to doing one for 10 days, 20 days, 40 days. When we commit to ourselves, then we will see that commitment in other people and our life experiences. Thank you so much